oldest surviving works of Western literature, and this is coming to life at Road Less Traveled Theater. Today we're joined by the only cast member, and that is Matt Whitten. Now, this is a story that a lot of us had to read in high school, and a story a lot of people are reading currently in high school, but for a few of us that might need a little bit of a refresher on this epic, tell me a little bit about the story.
The story centers around the Trojan War, which took place over a 9-year period. However, the Iliad just takes place over the last 40 days of the Trojan War. And it's full of everything, rage and emotion and friendship and love. It's got all of the emotions of the human condition.
And you might notice that the title isn't The Iliad, it's An Iliad.
An Iliad.
Because this is an adaptation of the story.
Correct. By Dennis O'Hare and Lisa Peterson, the two collaborative playwrights that put this together.
And I think one of the most interesting features of the play is that you are the only cast member. So give me a little rundown of what your role is when you talk about that.
Well, the central character is the poet who brings the story of the last 40 days of the Trojan War to life. He goes from the storyteller or the narrator type character to many of the different characters that actually were in the Iliad: Achilles and Agamemnon and Hector, and it's over 10 different folks when it's all said and done.
So to kind of just get an understanding of the range of the characters that you play, if you had to pick your two most different ones, which ones would you say they were?
I would probably say Andromache, who is Hector's wife, and Achilles, who is the rage-fueled Greek hero who destroys most of Troy single-handedly.
Now, are we talking about something that you're playing different characters solo, or are you acting with yourself at the same time?
Oh, no, there's some actual scenes that go back and forth between a couple of the characters. They're either arguing, or they're battling each other, or they're having an intimate conversation in a family setting with Hector and his wife and their 6-month-old baby. And so there's a wide range of character interactions going on.
And we mentioned at the beginning of this interview that this is a story that people constantly have to read in their studies in school and high school. So do you think seeing the play might give you maybe not a better understanding, but a more interesting understanding of the book?
Certainly a different understanding, because it is told through a modern lens. There is lots of the text is actually interspersed with excerpts from the Robert Fagel's translation of the Iliad, and then it's interspersed with modern commentary on war, essentially, and how horrible it is that after thousands of years mankind is still forced by their own desire to fight each other, and how can we stop this from continuing? What can we learn from that? And
I think most people can agree the reason that this story is still being taught, is still so predominant, is that it has so many modern messages wrapped up in an old text.
That's very true. A lot of the wars over the last several centuries have the same roots in the Iliad, and so those themes are constant, and they don't go away.
And just real quick, the dates of the production are?
It opens tomorrow, which is March 7th, and it runs into March 30th. Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. and Sundays at 2. Down at the Road Less Traveled Theater in the Market Arcade.
All right, well, thank you so much, Matt, for coming in today.